Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's another sneaky race snipe from your boy. We did this not too long ago. My next tournament race is going to be up against Ren in the losers bracket. So I wanted to get some practice versus him, except I don't want him to know that I'm getting practice versus him. Very sneaky. Shh. So he's in the middle of a race right now, and my only goal is to beat Ren in this race. I don't care about Kuroshi's time. I don't care about Modzilla's time. As long as I beat Ren, I'm happy, all right? So we're just going to hop into it. Oh, pay no mind to the top left. You know what? I'm just going to get rid of that. If you weren't here for the stream, then you don't know why that's there. It's fine. No spoilers. But the race time's up there. We'll go ahead and get this going. Perfect. All right. Let's do it, y'all. They started about 10 minutes ago, so the times are not going to line up perfectly. So we might get a little bit spoiled on what the end time is from the winning player. I'm going to try not to use that to my advantage for any sort of metagaming or whatever. I'm probably not even going to look at it. So yeah, it's just going to be me, you, and the deepest, darkest thoughts of my mind. 3, 2, 1, go. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out a ton. I always appreciate when everybody does that. Check out the live streams, twitch.tv/DragonBlitz. I'm not live right at this very moment because this is a very sneaky operation. But most of the time, I'm live there. Click the follow button, join the chat, all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's just you, me, my internal monologue, and hoping to get good damage stacks on Dracula. Let me know in the comments, how you guys feeling today? What's the temperature like in Kelvin specifically, please? For you at this very moment. I'll tell you mine. It is... Hold on. What's 70 degrees Fahrenheit in Kelvin? Someone in the comments let me know. So we're playing Warlock. This was just randomly chosen. I'm just trying to snipe a race. You know how it'd be. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't even have like all my stream setup stuff with like the lights and whatnot. It's just chilling, optimal gaming. We'll try and lock in as best we can for this one. Nope. It's a good practice. If I do go up against Ren, I think I will pick Warlock versus him as a starting one, because even though I just failed that mistries, Ren's mistrises are way worse than mine. In general, I'm pretty sure from watching him play, so I can get a pretty decent time advantage on just that alone. Okay, Power Mist, we need that. There we go. You want to kind of combine both. Like that? Yeah. You're able to combine like a horizontal into a vertical mist, and it gives you like the momentum of both. It's very strong. Allows you to do like stuff like that, bend around corners. If this is Iron Knuckle, it's pretty good. Knuckle Duster, not as good. It's fine, just take the damage boost and go through. Not the fastest mistries ever, but we do have Out of Logic Flight. We're gonna start by checking this first. Because we can get the relic right away. We could do gravity boots right away as well. There's some items to our right that I'll probably check as well. I just know I'm not going to one-shot these guys. It's not even worth trying. Nothing here. We turn around. We can use Mist and Power Mist to get past enemies as well if they're dangerous. There's a lot of things that I've been thinking about optimizing, like not getting levels like at all, except on bosses, especially in the early game, depending on where you spawn. I think is very powerful. I'm going to try and do that as well, because each level up animation is quite a bit of time lost. I'm still coping in my head that these small optimizations actually matter, and it's not just guess correctly in Second Castle, which honestly has been a very important deciding factor in a lot of these tournament races, which is very unfortunate. But, you know, there is always the chance that the race comes down to, you know, just seconds, and you want to have as big of an advantage as possible when that happens. So even though there's so many things outside of my control, I do want to still focus on what I do have control over, which is just optimizing all the small things that I have possible in front of me. Because I'll be honest, I've been a little, I guess, frustrated, a little bit sad at the tournament loss versus Durdrak. I haven't watched it back yet. I'm going to do that on stream. Yeah, we'll do this. I'm going to get a level up, but Oh, no. Just from killing one of them, no level up. Perfect. Okay. Gas Cloud, very important, since I already have the other set up here. That's pretty good. But yeah, I'm just a little bummed. Like, from my understanding is it didn't really come down to skill at all. It was just Durjack guessed correctly in 2 spots where I didn't, and that just led to losing, which is unfortunate. I do think, I'm going to go over it on stream, I think there's stuff I could have done in the moment if I was thinking a little bit clearer. I unfortunately had to race on a day where I had essentially no sleep and was very anxious about it. There's like some IRL stuff going on, but you can't expect to play at your best every single time. So, you know, I can't just be like, actually, my tummy hurts and I'm sick, and also I have erectile dysfunction. Ooh, Varda. So I can't race, Mr. Tournament Organization. Can we pick a different day? I didn't want to be a baby about it. I didn't want to, because Durjack works and is like busy and stuff. I don't want to force him to reschedule just because I'm not feeling good. So I think I could have made better decision making in the moment to play a little bit more aggressive, especially game 2. But again, that stuff I'll discuss later. For now, I think I am playing this seed well, which is get flight and then immediately use it to our advantage. Not the most clean fight, but I almost did a Tetra Spirit. Tetra Spirit's less optimal because if you do a Soul Steal, you kill them both at the same time, giving you only 1 level up animation as opposed to multiple. There we go. I could have put on the Varda as well, but I kind of don't need to do damage to enemies quite yet. Well, I guess it could maybe speed some things up. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Take off the turquoise, and honestly, just go fists only on this. I don't even want a Knuckle Duster because personally, I hardly know her. So we get a random Vlad immediately. We know Power of Mist is locked by flight, so that's not like our in-logic flight. There's going to be some other form of flight available to us, which is good, because generally Mist and Power of Mist is one of the worst options. In fact, it is the worst option. So I'll keep my eyes peeled for like Leapstone or Gravity Boots. If I see either of those, then that makes me feel inclined that the intended form of flight is Leapstone plus Gravity Boots. Otherwise, it's probably just Bat on its own, which is good because Soul of Bat is obviously very, very powerful. Wing smashing is very, very fast. The only problem is we're low level. We don't have like mana prisms or any way to fully take advantage of the movement. I might pick up that Zircon because we don't know what's in the shop yet. Skill of Wolf. I've talked about it before. I think getting Wolf Relics is pretty powerful in Warlock. However, we don't even have Soul of Wolf yet, and we are missing Flight. I don't know. It's a bit of a gambit where Warlock Seeds can be very, very, very fast sometimes. So going out of your way to collect extra relics, to me, feels unnecessary when that relic is dependent solely on finding Soul of Bat. Otherwise, it's just time loss. So I could try and live in like a best possible world brain where it's like, oh, I'll just find Soul of Wolf, and then that Skill of Wolf will be useful immediately. But I don't even have like mana to use the wolf movement effectively. It's kind of a mess. And I know Ren being my next opponent, he is going to play very aggressively. Damn. And with that in mind, this was flight locked. Merman statue is flight locked. Merman statue is flight locked. Knowing that he's going to play very aggressively, I think my best recourse is to also play aggressively, or alternatively, this is something that I've been debating. Do I play aggressively as well to skip stuff, skip item checks, don't pick up unnecessary relics, stuff like that, and just basically try and play his game? Or do I do as many checks as possible, specifically relic checks, like full clear first castle before going second castle? Because my mind is thinking that if I force him into a game where it's left side versus right side, it's kind of just a 50-50 at that point. He's basically going to choose left every single time. So I could choose right side and basically say, if you skip anything in first castle and there's a relic there, you're losing a ton of time. And that hopefully gives me enough time to do right side and left side in full before he's able to check everything else. Or if it's just on right side, I win. So that's 2 ways that I have a win condition that are relatively common, I want to say. Versus if I just try and play his game, I have to basically guess his exact route correctly or just get lucky in my route if I don't guess it correctly. So It's honestly very stressful to think so. So part of me is really leaning into playing more careful in the first castle and basically just gambling on the left versus right. The downside is that does play into his play style, which is he just wants to gamble as hard as possible. So I'd be playing into his hand a little bit, but that also would mean that he has to win by playing his game, which is gambling really, really hard. So I don't know. I'm going to try the comfortable strat, aka check everything I can in this like test scenario versus him. There's gravity boots. So leapstone is probably the next progression for flight. And in fact, it has to be here or at Castle Keep, I want to say. So that's actually pretty good for us. All right. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out my strategy here. Jewel of Open. Okay. So Jewel of Open leads to Leapstone or Bat, most likely. We already found Merman Statue flight locked, which is a progression relic that is past everything that they want us to do. So I think it is kind of important to actually go down into the caverns first, I want to say. We'll keep that in mind. Sword card, unfortunately, not very useful. Library cards are purchasable. That's probably just going to be the buy. Vorpal Blade, unfortunately, not purchasable yet. Kingstone. I think we already have the Varda, so actually it's just buy the library card and leave. Yeah.
Farewell for now.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and put on that Marsil and move on from here. Not bad. So the seed wants us to go to the caverns really, really bad. And I'm inclined to do just that. So also, I think that gravity jump might be slightly faster than shield dashing up a slope. Shield dashing up slopes is slower than shield dashing on flat ground or down slopes. So if you're shield dashing up a slope, sometimes it's just better to gravity jump instead. But yeah, we're going to try the play it safe model today and see how it goes. We haven't done Aurochs's Quarters yet. We can do Aurochs's Quarters early is the thing. But the thing is that could just lead to... Here's the plan. I want to do Fire Bat now, and this is something that I was thinking about from a previous seed that I did. One of the things that sucks about doing Aurochs's Quarters early is that it's just a dead end, essentially, unless you're able to combine Aurochs's Quarters into Silver Ring, which we can do right now, and then combine that into Castle Keep, which is this seed is perfectly set up to allow me to do. So I don't want to go to Castle Keep quite yet, because then I'm essentially backtracking when I don't have to. So it's a little bit more efficient to just go to Caverns right away. And with that in mind, another random Vlad. That's good. This is a location that some people would skip in this spot, I'm pretty sure. It's not impossible to see people skipping this and go straight to Caverns. So, again, this is that coward's mentality of full clearing first castle, kind of backing me up a little bit here. So this seed, at the very least, is a little bit affirmative of the thought of playing somewhat with that in mind to just full clear stuff. Because that also helps me in the left versus right side stuff, because if I find a random Vlad in first castle that they skip, then I'm guaranteed to not have to like get baited by some weird backtracking stuff later, so that helps. There's also just like weird decision making that happens when you skip stuff in the first castle, where you have to guess like, okay, do I go back to first castle soon to check the things that I missed, or do I full clear second castle? It's one of the things that happens when you do, like, let's say left side and you find like what you believe to be the last Vlad or something like that, or the progression that leads to last Vlad. You then have to ask yourself, well, do I do more checks in the second castle? Do I go back to first castle? I'm not quite sure. So I think guaranteeing the checks in first castle might just be stronger in general versus Ren's playstyle, because essentially I get 2 chances to win off of sheer luck, which is essentially what he's playing for, where I feel like he gets 2 chances, but his chances are nothing that he skips in first castle is a Vlad. and left side has the final Vlad, or the random Vlad that we're missing, or progression, or whatever. The left side is the better of the two routes. Whereas mine is, if there's something in the first castle that he skips, it's not an auto win, but it gives me a huge advantage. And if it's on right side, then I just win. Because I don't want to do the other version of this route, which is full clear first castle and do left side and try and follow him. Because if he skips anything in first castle, he gets to be on left side before I do, most likely, unless he has like severe movement issues, which is honestly pretty doubtful. If he skips 2 relics, he's going to get there like a minute or two faster than me, and that's very difficult to come back from. Remember what I said about Soul of Wolf not coming up? It's fine. We know where Skill of Wolf is if we ever find Power of Wolf, I guess, and want to like use that as our movement, but it's pretty unlikely. So yeah, I've just been thinking about the logic behind it, because I like the idea of doing Ren's route of like skip a few things in first castle, go left side on second castle, and maybe I'll try that out actually in a future like secret race or something like that, or maybe just in a regular race versus him, I don't know, and see if I can play like him but better, because realistically that is the optimal play. The only thing I'm questioning is, will I actually play like him, or will he do stuff that I won't even think is reasonable? You know what I mean? I try to go for the quick grab there. Because if he out insano gambles me and gets lucky, he just wins. Whereas if we essentially do the same exact route, it turns into a skill thing most of the time, assuming there's no like random drops involved. Don't even get me started on random drops right now, dude. Oh. Get off the boat, please. More money. Actually, I do want that, because that's more library cards. Okay, never mind. Staying on the boat was pretty chill. This was nothing? Wow. Okay, so anything that is the flight layer stuff is actually still out there. So All Rocks or Castle Keep, because Merman Statue is nothing. That's good info, but it's unfortunately a bit slow. I guess it's reasonable to assume that that's something that can't happen, but whatever. Let's do this to stay healthy. And then we'll Soul Steal versus Scylla to get all of our health back, and we're chilling. Yo, the wolf movement. PogChamp. Not bad. Okay. Essentially, that's just kind of the way I see it, that I have two options, which is to gamble or not to gamble. And I feel like if I gamble, I have to gamble essentially the same amount as Ren if I want to win. And if I don't gamble, I have to hope that his gambles don't pay off. Essentially, oh, I did the glitch. I feel like this glitch should be allowed, but I'll just wait for the relic to spawn. So you can despawn that door, and then you could have the door spawn on top of you and clip you through the floor. But I'm pretty sure if you wait for the life max up to spawn, it won't clip you through the floor, so either way. So, interesting. That means next relic, ooh, in logic, has to be either at Castle Keep or Merman Statue. So I could skip Merman Statue with that in mind and essentially turn it into a 50-50, because if I skip the other ring or intended flight, there's still Bat out there. I still have gravity boots. The only downside is if it is Bat, then you miss out on like good movement for the rest of the seed, but we already have 2 Vlads. So I know I was talking about full clearing first castle, but I think I still would do something like this, because this is a high likelihood to not screw me over right at this very moment. So with that in mind, I think we can pretty safely go to the mines. I might do Grand Falloon instead, depending on what we find here. So it could be Power of Wolf there, which would be interesting as far as progression goes, because that does unlock this stuff in logic. Wolf plus Power of Wolf. It doesn't come up very often, but it can come up. Force of Echo. Okay. Well, I have the library cards, so... Ooh, speaking of library cards, I think that's 2 library cards right there, which is pretty nice. Okay, I say we do Granfaloon first, because there is a chance that it's Soul of Bat there or Flight, and I do plan on doing both. If it's Soul of Bat, it speeds things up. Even if it's Power of Wolf, that does speed things up a little bit. And then we go to Spikebreaker, and then we leave. Peanuts. Attack potion. Okay. This. There we go. Okay. I wasn't sure if I was going to one-shot them or not. The other thing I could do is put on this Kingstone. There we go. That helps. Makes this movement a little bit faster. Okay. We also have fantastic setup here. Really? Interesting. But I could set up a Tetra Spirit from that fall, but I guess not. That should kill, though. Yeah, we have Varda on. It's going to increase our spell damage by a lot. Okay. Show me something huge here. It was nothing. Awesome. So that's 2 checks so far that we've done that have turned out to be nothing. We did skip a check that has a high likelihood of being something, but at the very least it is something that we can skip safely. Pretty safely. It's a 50-50 that we can skip it safely, because it just leads to Flight, and we have Out of Logic Flight. And the other version of Flight is probably Soul of Bat, which is the one we want anyways. I guess the downside of doing this route versus doing the All Rock stuff is that if Silver Ring is Soul of Bat, then that's really rough for us. But we'll get info here. The only thing that sucks here is if this is... No, this can't be Echo of Bat. We already have Echo of Bat. I guess this could be Spikebreaker. Also, Echo of Bat can't spawn here. So... if this is Spikebreaker, that does truly, honestly suck for us. And we should get a ask for a refund, because the game is broken. Do you want to check these real quick? I'm good without that, to be honest. Okay, so we don't have to slow down to kill these guys because our intelligence is high enough to kill them while barking. It's nothing. Are you fucking... Okay. The odds of this are pretty ridiculous. Wow. Oh, this is the same exact thing that happened to me in the tournament match, where it's like, I'm doing plays that are honestly very good most of the time, but oh, just barely not enough for Vorpal. Whatever, dude. It's most of the time very good, but then you just get screwed over sometimes. Also, why didn't I check this before? Oh, wait, did I huge misplay? You guys have been screaming at your screens this entire time. Streamer, why didn't you check Soul of Bat? Okay, if there is progression here, then I will eat my words and say, my bad, I'm a stinky, dumb, stupid baby. I mean, realistically, I should have done this first already, but it's fine. We will live. We will live, hopefully. Life max up. Sushi. Okay, so it's not progression, but it is useful. So it didn't matter that we didn't have this. Okay, good. Again, all this might not matter, and it might just turn into left side versus right side anyways. So with that in mind, that is one of the things that makes the strategy that I'm thinking about doing, like, it feels bad in the moment, but it doesn't necessarily lose you the game. Because yes, you're doing extra checks that your opponent might not be doing, and they might lead to nothing, but as long as you get lucky on one random Vlad that they don't check, you can basically instant win off that, which is just kind of like a random luck win. And on top of that, you basically have a 50-50 between left side versus right side, and you know they're going left side every single time. Ren is going left side versus me essentially every single time. He might even do some crazy second castle routes that are like a combination of like left side, skip Medusa, skip Darkwing Bat, like some crazy stuff like that. It's very possible, and I wouldn't put it past him. But it still gives me a win condition if the Vlad Relic is just at Medusa or just at Akmadon, because he never does those guys first. Diamond, yeah, because the Vorpals are nice. Would have been nice to have first, because I don't want to go back to the library for no reason, but... I mean, Marcel plus Varda is very, very strong, don't get me wrong. Vorpals plus Varda is even stronger, so... So we're still missing the flight-locked relic. We're still missing in-logic flight, actually, and we know it has to be a merman statue or castle keep, so... There's a 50-50 that we find in-logic flight there. And if we don't find an in-logic flight there, then we know it has to be a mermaid statue, which means it can't be a random Vlad, so we can't get screwed over by skipping it, which is pretty good. Can't be glasses, which is also nice, because we still are looking for glasses. It could just be... Glasses could be the flight-locked thing that we're missing, actually. It could be step 1, gravity boots, step 2, jewel, step 3, rings, step 4, glasses, step 5, spike breaker, step 6, final Vlad at silver ring. That's probably most likely what it is, now that I'm thinking about it. So... Oh wait, did I not even put flight in there? Hold on. Step 1, gravity boots. Step 2, jewel. Step 3, flight. Step 4, glasses. Step 5 could be rings. Final Vlad at holy glasses. That's unfortunate if that's the case, but it's possible. So it's a 50-50 between final Vlad at holy glasses and silver ring, actually. And that's going to determine what we find in second castle. And flight is definitely before holy glasses, most likely. They could be shared layer, actually. There's glasses locked behind flight. Okay. So they can't be shared layer. Understandable. Have a nice day. This could also be 7 complexity, where the ring is at silver ring. And then we go final Vlad at holy glasses. That's very possible as well. Really? What a jerk. Thought I could outpace him. This movement is probably faster than Hellfire Chains, if I had to guess. Could be wrong, though. Yeah, ready? What do you got for me? That's probably just final Vlad. So we just go second castle, look for random Vlad, call it a day. So yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about, where it doesn't matter what happened in the first castle, because if I'm in a situation where it's 4 Vlads in first castle, the seed is decided by left versus right anyways, just which side do you go in the second castle. I'm going to go right side. And just call it a day there, I think. We're only 28 minutes in. It's not bad. Yeah, I don't think it's worth doing any extra item checks or anything like that. And this is our way into Castle Keep. So even though we did a lot of bait, we put ourselves in a very winning position, potentially. It's weird, because this route feels really bad, but I still have like a 50% chance of just winning outright by going right side, regardless of what my opponents did. Damn. I wonder if there's a way to make the wolf movement line up there where you can kill all the enemies and stuff. That'd be kind of sick, I'm not going to lie. All right. Oh! Wait, why didn't they... How is no one finished yet? What do you mean? That's all 5 flat relics. That is one of the downsides of this strat as well, is if all 5 flat relics are in the first castle, you can end up in a scenario where you can't even do the left side versus right side gamble, I guess. But I am guaranteed to win, at least I'm guaranteed to not miss out on guaranteed. So flight was locked where I thought it was, which is interesting. That also means bat is random, which is also interesting. So if bat is random, we probably do want to do castle keep before leaving, because I mean it could just be in second castle, but it's pretty quick to just check. That's very strange. I shouldn't win this, surely, right? Surely I don't win this. Oh my god. Well, I'm very confused now why no one finished yet. Because I started 10 minutes behind them. The Vorpals could save me some time, but I think we're fine without them, to be honest. Oh yeah, I can't do any of this. Where's my holy glasses? What the hell? Very strange. Yeah, this is a weird one. This is a very, very weird one. I don't know what to think. I'm very confused why no one's finished. It must be that they skipped something. Because I did Grand Falloon and Merman Statue. I think most people probably do Merman Statue because they found it on Flight Layer. But Grand Falloon, a lot of people skip. So I guess that's the only thing that I did. Maybe we're in a situation where everyone skipped Fire of Bat and went second castle early. Maybe they did All Rocks' quarters early, found glasses, and then got baited into going to second castle instead of checking castle keep. That's exactly what happened. Oh my god. What happened is they went second castle early without going to the caverns first because they wanted to do Silver Ring first and not do... Oh my god, that's exactly what happened. That explains why no one finished yet. So no one did Fire of Bat and no one found... Is there a Vlad in... There had to be a Vlad in Catacombs, otherwise this doesn't make sense. That or they just skipped Fire of Bat. And Library, I guess? They did like the super mega delay library. Also, I'm pretty sure reverse library card is faster. I forgot that I had those, so I am throwing by not doing that. Also, that can't be Leapstone. And that's the only thing I would have wanted here. Yeah, I should have done the reverse library card. That would have been faster. I just forgot. But even then, I think I just win by a lot here. Which is absurd, thinking about that. But sure, I guess. This is free, so I can just fly like this. Unless the bot is bugged. The bot might be bugged, and everybody's already finished by now, and they posted their time in the Discord. That's actually very possible as well, so maybe I'm not winning. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I just am looking over and see that the race time hasn't finished yet. I'm not looking at the Discord, though. Okay. It's fine. Just do this. Refill our MP. Again, the reverse library card would have been faster. That is an issue on my behalf. I can't miss out on that in an actual tournament race. That's a big skill issue. And I don't even have like chat to blame because there's no chat to yell at and call stinky poopy dummy stinkies. But in reality, like without chat, am I really even alive? You know, it's kind of like if a tree falls in a forest and no one's around to see it. If chat isn't there to spam Joel, did I ever really speedrun the randomizer? Was I ever really, truly the GOAT? I don't know. Very strange seed. Big mistake of the seed was 100% the not using reverse library cards because I could have finished by now. The other mistake probably is, if I had to guess, I don't know. If I know my opponents are going to skip Grand Floon, maybe I skip Grand Floon as well, but maybe not. I think that creates too much chaos in the game plan. But I did get pretty lucky with the full clear first castle before going second castle idea. Because everybody, if they went to Silver Ring first, trying to do that out of logic stuff, which is correct, they do get baited into second castle early, which is interesting. I didn't want to do it because I didn't have gravity boots at the time, and I wonder if that made anybody else question. Either way, I'm not telling a soul that I did this until the YouTube video comes out as well. Like, comment, subscribe, by the way. We're going to find out very shortly whether or not I was able to snipe these guys or not, or if the race thing is just bugged. It could just be bugged. Normally this updates up there when people finish, within like 30 seconds of them finishing. But if the race bot is broken for one reason or another, then that won't happen. So, I just don't have great weapons is the only downside of this idea that I have made for myself. So, yeah, we just gotta use the Vorpals would have been very strong here. This might not one cycle, even with all the damage buffs. Because Dracula, I think, resists by like half or something like that. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, so that's mistake number 2 is never getting the Vorpal Blades. I think it would have been worth getting the Vorpal Blades. And that comes down to keeping track of my inventory. Dude, I'm doing like no damage. Even with a Vorpal on. Or a Varda on, I mean. This is ridiculous. See, I thought it wouldn't be that bad, but now I'm learning that, like, Marcel is actually trash? I definitely have the Varda on, right? Yeah, and a Kingstone. What's happening? Don't tell me this is not a 2-cycle. You're telling me I can't even 2-cycle with this? Oh my god, that's ridiculous. Okay, barely 2-cycle. I don't think anyone's finished yet. What? No one said anything in the race channel. I'm checking their streams to see if they're live. Karushi and Ren are both live.
You lost the ability to love.
Oh my god, Ren is just now finishing? There's just no way. They did... What? What happened? What the hell happened, man? Oh my god. I just straight up beat everybody by like a couple minutes. 42 on the clock? 2? What was my time? 36? 36? What?
I found Spike Breaker.
Theirs is already
No,
a
I found Spike Breaker.
Dude, maybe my strat is good.
No, no.
Maybe my strat is good. Chat, let me know in the comments below. Am I the GOAT or am I washed? This could have been sheer luck for all I know. I made some mistakes for sure, but it goes to show that if you get lucky, your mistakes don't matter. So who knows? Anyways, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and maybe I'll steal another, snipe another stream race another time. See you later. Bye-bye.